ready for a deep dive. This one is really something. The Alchemist. It's a journey, both literal and metaphorical. And the sources you gave me, well, they go way beyond just the book itself.
Oh yeah, they do. We've got some really great reviews in here. Some call it, a sweetly exotic tale. Others, a little poke in the ribs from on high. But we also have some background on Paulo Coelho himself, and even how the book came to be.
Really makes you think, doesn't it? I mean, talk about meta. It's almost as if Coelho himself lived a version of Santiago's story, struggling to be recognized.
That's a great point.
So today we're not just going to uncover the plot. We're going to explore why this book, The Alchemist, why it keeps speaking to people even 25 years later.
Absolutely. I mean, there's a depth to this seemingly simple tale that keeps readers, it keeps them coming back for more. And I think a great place to start is with Santiago himself.
Makes sense to me.
He's a young shepherd. He's in Andalusia, and he's content with his life. But there's this yearning in him, this desire for something more.
Yeah, he loves his sheep, knows all their little quirks, but it's that recurring dream that gets to him.
Ah, yes, the dream.
The one about treasure at the pyramids of Egypt. It disrupts his peaceful existence, like a nagging whisper he can't ignore.
And that's where he meets that old woman in Tarifa.
Right, the old woman.
She's the one who introduces him to the concept of the personal legend.
Yeah.
She kind of suggests that this dream isn't just random.
So it's like a destiny of fate kind of thing?
It's a calling.
Okay.
A path to fulfilling his true purpose.
Okay, so personal legend, what does that even mean?
Well, it means...
is it about fame and fortune? Or is there something deeper there?
It's about aligning yourself with your deepest desires, your unique potential. It's that path that feels... it's the path that feels the most authentic to you.
Okay.
It's the one that makes your soul sing, even if it doesn't look like what society expects.
Okay.
That old woman, what she's saying is that Santiago is meant for something bigger than tending sheep.
Right.
And his journey is about discovering what that more really is.
It's not just dreams that guide Santiago, is it? There's all those omens too, those signs he learns to read along the way.
That's right.
Birds, the wind, even just chance encounters. It's like the universe is speaking to him.
Coelho seems to be suggesting that if we pay attention, the world is just full of these messages.
Guiding us
towards our personal legend.
Makes you think about all those little things. Like that time I almost missed my flight. But then, things just have a way of working out sometimes. But back to Santiago. He doesn't just sit around thinking about these signs. He acts on them. He sells his whole flock to finance his trip to Africa.
Whoa, talk about a leap of faith.
That's what I'm saying.
Many of us, we might hesitate. We cling to the familiar, But Santiago's willing to risk it all.
Right.
That's what sets him apart. It's that willingness to step into the unknown that allows for growth and transformation.
Definitely takes courage. But then almost as soon as he gets to Africa, he gets robbed blind in Tangier. It's like,
oof.
Yeah, it's a harsh reminder that the path to your personal legend isn't always easy.
Absolutely. Setbacks, they're going to happen. But it's all about how we respond to them.
Okay.
And for Santiago, this setback, it leads him to the Crystal Merchant.
The Crystal Merchant.
This character, he really embodies what happens when we ignore our personal legend.
Oh man, his story, it's so relatable, Think about a time when you felt stuck, wanted more, but were too afraid to actually go for it.
Absolutely.
The Merchant is a reflection of that fear, of hesitating to pursue our dreams.
He had dreams. He had his own yearning to go to Mecca.
Oh, right.
But he let that fear hold him back.
Yeah.
And in that stagnation, we see a cautionary tale. Coelho seems to be saying that our dreams, they don't wait forever.
And then Santiago, resourceful as ever, he suggests building that display case, to attract more customers.
That's display case.
Simple innovation, but it transforms the shop for both the merchant and for Santiago.
That's a great point. It highlights Santiago's his innate ability to see possibility even in the mundane. He brings this new life into the shop.
Yeah.
It's a reminder of the power of a fresh perspective.
And it even rekindles the merchant's passion for a little bit.
Yeah.
It always gets me thinking, though, Santiago could have just stayed there at the shop, made good money. But there's something pulling him forward. What is it, do you think?
The pull of his personal legend, of course.
Yeah.
The treasure at the pyramids is still calling, reminding him that this detour, while valuable, isn't his final destination.
Right.
He learned from the Crystal Merchant But his journey isn't over yet. He's ready for the next chapter.
And that's what takes him deeper into the desert, away from the familiar toward the unknown.
The desert itself, it really becomes a character in the story, With that vastness, the silence, its stark beauty and hidden dangers, forcing Santiago to really look inward, confront his fears and doubts.
Strips away all the distractions, like he's forced to listen to his intuition.
Exactly. And in this challenging landscape, he meets all sorts of people. Like that Englishman.
Oh yeah, the Englishman.
Obsessed with alchemy.
Yeah.
Turning lead into gold.
Literally.
But talking to him, you start to see that alchemy. It means something much deeper.
Well, yeah, remember that part where the Englishman's always in his books, and then the alchemist, he tells Santiago that the secret's written on the emerald tablet. I mean, it's not about, book smarts.
Right, it's about living life.
Yeah.
About transformation.
Okay, so alchemy is like a metaphor then.
It is.
For the work we do on ourselves.
Exactly. It's about refining who we are.
Okay.
Through all those challenges, all those experiences, recognizing the potential for change, within us.
Like Santiago transforms over the course of his journey.
Okay.
And it's not just about the individual changing. Like there's this whole idea of interconnectedness. The soul of the world.
Oh yes, the soul of the world. This concept, it suggests that we're all part of something so much bigger.
Right.
That even stones and wind, they have their own consciousness, their own purpose. It could be a lot to wrap your head around.
Oh yeah.
But it challenges us to see the world differently, to really recognize how everything's connected.
Pretty mind-blowing. But okay, so then just when Santiago's focused on this treasure, a different kind comes along, love.
Yes.
He gets to the oasis and he meets Fatima, this desert woman who wholly captivates him.
And throws a wrench in his plans, doesn't she?
Well, yeah. I mean, suddenly he's torn between this love and that pull of his personal legend, the treasure at the pyramids.
It's a classic dilemma. Love versus ambition, or maybe love versus purpose. I think we've all felt that at some point.
Totally. But what I find fascinating is Fatima's reaction. She's wise, She gets that true love shouldn't hold someone back. In fact, she encourages him to keep going, even if it means leaving her behind.
Wow, she's no damsel in distress.
Not at all. She understands that love shouldn't restrict growth. It should inspire it. Talk about a powerful message, trusting our loved ones to follow their own path.
Absolutely. And it's thanks to her that Santiago finally meets the alchemist, that figure who embodies wisdom and guidance.
Okay, this is where things get super mystical. But it's not all potions and turning lead into gold, is it?
Not really, no.
The alchemist teaches Santiago about really listening to his heart,
Right.
about reading the omens, about embracing the whole journey.
He becomes a mentor, a catalyst for Santiago's final transformation, guides him to understand the deeper meaning of alchemy, not as a material pursuit, but as a process of self-discovery.
Like a spiritual awakening.
Exactly.
But he doesn't just tell him what to do, though, does he? He challenges him, pushes him to face his fears. Like with that tribal war that's threatening the oasis. Santiago has to use everything he's learned, his intuition, that language of the world, to save everyone.
That's such a pivotal moment. He has to demonstrate real courage, act on what he believes in.
It's like a test or something.
It is. It's like the universe is making sure he's ready for the final part of his journey.
And in those moments, he really comes into his own. He learns to transform into the wind.
Whoa.
Which, come on, that's powerful. He's connected to that soul of the world.
It's a beautiful metaphor for our potential as humans.
Transcending limitations.
Exactly.
And through this transformation, he finally gets to the pyramids, the culmination of his journey.
But then there's that twist.
Right.
No chest full of gold.
He doesn't find material riches.
No, the real treasure is all that wisdom he's gained.
The transformation, the connections he's made.
It's like Coelho is saying that the destination matters, but it's the journey that really shapes us.
And even though he doesn't find that material treasure at the pyramids, he ends up back where he truly belongs, with Fatima at the oasis.
He realizes that following his personal legend, doesn't mean giving up love or happiness.
It's about finding a balance.
Finding that balance. It's a powerful message, one that I think speaks to a lot of people. That desire to live a meaningful life,
Yeah.
A life that's aligned with your purpose.
Totally. And The Alchemist, it gives us a kind of roadmap, a reminder that the path to self-discovery, it's full of challenges.
but ultimately a journey worth taking.
Okay, but before we wrap up, let's talk about some of the criticisms. I mean, yeah, it's praised for its message, but some people say it's too simple, almost preachy. I get that. Not everyone's going to love Coelho's style.
Yeah.
Some people find it a little too simplistic.
A bit preachy even.
But I think for some people, that's part of the appeal. It makes these big abstract ideas a little easier to grasp.
It's like a fable,
Yeah.
A story that distills wisdom into something we can all understand.
Right. We've talked about all these themes, personal legend, omens, alchemy. But what about that Narcissus story in the prologue? That always stuck with me.
Oh, that's a good one. It really sets the stage.
Yeah.
Remember, the lake weeps for Narcissus, never realizing its own beauty. All it sees is a reflection.
Whoa. Are you saying that, we get so caught up in comparing ourselves to others
Exactly.
that we forget to see our own worth, our own beauty?
The Alchemist encourages us to look inward. Connect with that inner voice, that intuition.
The thing that guides us towards our personal legend.
Yeah.
It's a reminder that we're not just, passive bystanders.
Right.
We can shape our own destinies.
And the journey matters just as much as the destination.
It does.
It's about embracing those challenges, learning from everything, becoming the best versions of ourselves.
Okay.
And those omens, those signs guiding Santiago,
Yeah.
they're like a suggestion. Pay attention to the little things.
Yeah.
Those messages, those synchronicities.
Trust our intuition.
Be open to the unexpected.
Because when Santiago truly desired something,
The universe helped him.
but it wasn't always easy, was it?
Not always.
He had doubts, setbacks. It wasn't all, magic and rainbows.
It wasn't
He had to work for it. He
exactly.
had to overcome those challenges.
That's what helps us grow.
Right.
That's the thing about pursuing your dreams. There will be obstacles.
Yeah.
It's about resilience.
It's perseverance.
Keeping the faith.
And that's where listening to your heart comes in.
It does.
Santiago's heart, it was like his compass.
His guide.
Yeah. It warned him of danger, encouraged him, and ultimately led him back to what truly mattered.
That connection with our inner selves, that's so important.
And it is.
That quiet voice of wisdom, it often knows more than our rational minds.
Like the alchemist said, wherever your heart is, that is where you'll find your treasure.
Beautiful, isn't it?
It is. So as we wrap up this deep dive into The Alchemist, what are some of the things you, the listener, should take away? What signs are you missing in your own life?
What is your personal legend? What makes your soul sing? Maybe it's time to dust off those old dreams.
Right.
Pay attention to what you're longing for,
Maybe even take a leap of faith.
even if it's scary.
Because as The Alchemist reminds us, the journey, it's just as important as where you end up.
And often, the greatest treasures, they're not at the end of the road, they're along the way.
And if you want even more inspiration on this whole self-discovery thing,
Pick up a copy of The Alchemist
it's a book you can read again and again.
and find something new each time.
Until next time, keep listening to your heart, stay curious, and embrace the journey.